Hello guys, welcome back to our channel. Today we are going to learn about how to create a resume using HTML and CSS. So let's get into the topic. This is the resume that I created using HTML and CSS. Before getting into CSS, let me explain you about the HTML code. We are going to start the code with a line doc type HTML, as it informs the web browser about the version of HTML that the document is written in. Next, we are going to use HTML head body tags, which is a general representation of HTML code. In head, we generally use meta elements like link, title, style, etc. And I have used title tag to keep the title as my resume, and it appears here. And I used link tag because I want to use some icons in my resume. Let me let me tell you about how to use a link. Go to new tab and search for font awesome CDJNS. Click on the first website and copy the first link. Then go to the HTML code and paste it. Then you can definitely use the icons that you want to appear in your resume. Next, in body. In body tag, I return the code according to the things that I want to show in my resume. Now I have made 3 sections in my resume, like resume left right using div tag. Next, I added image to my resume using image tag and given a class name like profile. Here I will tell you guys about how to upload image. Firstly, go to assist, and above you will observe a box called upload assist. Click on it and choose from the upload assist. Click on it and choose from the files as required. Next, click on the image after it uploaded. Click on the URL and copy the URL and paste it in the image tag in our HTML code. And then I used h2 tag to keep subheadings as profile, hobbies, technical skills, and I written some paragraphs like about myself, and I named this whole paragraph as class P1 to make styling more easier. Then I used icon tag for writing contact details. I want to give a clear clarification, so I used icon tags. Let me tell you about how I used icon tag. Go to the new tab and search for font awesome. Click on the first website and go to icons bar. Search for the icons that you want to use. Let me show you an example, like type call. You will get some icons. Click on the icon and copy the URL. Paste it in the HTML code where you want. Wait a minute, guys. Copy the code and pasted it in the HTML. And I used BR tag to break the statement or paragraph for better understanding. Then I kept another subheading as technical skills, which represent the technical skills of mine, and I represented all my skills in the skill container section using div tag. And I wrote the skills that I have in P1 class paragraph as similar to the previous one. Example, there are the courses I have like CSS, HTML, etc. And final thing is the things like profile class, profile class, technical class, hobbies class comes under the left section of my resume. So let's do the right section of my resume. I used h1 tag to make a heading, as I wanted to keep my name as a heading. I used the strong tag, so my name visible in the bold letter, as it is the most important part of my resume. And I gave the captions to my resume like going to be an artificial engineer or etc. using class P2. And now I used h3 tag to give second subheading to my resume for representing the things like experience, internships, or like achievements, education, etc. And I used some paragraph and h4 tags to write some things like what I achieved in those sections. And I repeated the same code for the right section of my resume. And I used the footer tag for creating a checkbox Let me show you. At the bottom of the resume, I used this because I created this by using footer checkbox and input label tags. Let's get into the CSS code. As we know that CSS is not a programming language, it is the styling language used for presentation. I used the root selector at the starting of the code, which allows to select all elements in the HTML code. And then I used profile. As you all know that before I named a class called profile. So as it is a class selector, I initiated it with a full stop. And I given the properties like width, height, length, which generally change the properties of the image I placed in my resume. And next, resume. Here I given the properties like width, background, box shadow and position. This is the resume of width 700 pixels, and the box shadow is generally a gray color, and margin position is absolutely relative, and I used clear fix, which to clear the floated child elements from the parent element. As you all know that this is the child element and the white color right section belongs to the parent element. I kept it float on the parent element. If I remove the color of red color, it all appears in the white color, both left and right sections of my resume. And next I used left, right to change the properties of the left section and right section of my resume. I given the properties like width, float, padding, background height to the left section and width, float. As you all know that I given 700 pixels of width for my resume and 250 pixels for left section and 400 pixels for right section. Text alignment is center. I made to start every text from the center, and I given some properties to the H2, H3, H4 heading lines and paragraph. These are all common basic HTML stylings. And next, this is the skill container section, which is used for making changes with the properties in the technical skills section. With the color background of hex code, I changed the color into dark red, and text element is right. Padding, I given the padding bottom and padding top both are equal to represent in a unique way, and I given a color of white to the things like HTML and CSS skills, and the background is also of white, padding 4 pixels. And next, head is of color dark red, which represents the name and some subheadings like in experience or internship, achievements, education, etc. Here I used ordered list and unordered list to represent some bullet points in my hobbies. And next, footer tag, form tag, label tag, which all comes under to create a checkbox. This is generally called, and it is created using checkbox type, and these are the stylings used for represent a checkbox. I given the text alignment at center and color of dark red. Font style is italic, and if you liked it, you can tick a mark or else not, it's your wish. And then that's it guys, this is the code I have written in HTML and CSS to create my resume. I hope you all liked it. For exploring more things, do like, subscribe, comment, share my channel. Bye bye.